Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are and what time it is where you're joining me from. This is Zoliswa Cheche, and I welcome you to Speak It with Zoliswa, where we get to talk about anything and everything that is mindset related. I've been missing you. It's been a while since I last had a pre-recorded video posted, and of course I thought it is only appropriate that I do this considering that Mindset Monday has taken a coffee break. So I am here. I still love having you around, even if it is in the form of interacting via the comments that you are going to leave at the bottom here as soon as you finish watching this video. If it is your first time on this platform, my name is Zoliswa Cheche. I am a transformation life coach, an inspirational speaker, a published author, but when I come onto this platform, I am just your sister having a conversation with you over a glass of water or anything that you might just have with you. I call myself a mindset advocate. I love everything mindset related, and I tend to want to delve deeper into topics that stimulate the mind. I believe that the wellness of our mental attitude, how we do things on a psychological basis, is really much informed by the powerhouse, which is the mind itself. An item that we have never seen, that we are unable to draw, that we can't give a picture to, but it is that invisible source that we usually say is in our brain that assists us to make sense of that which is in our surroundings, all the substances that are around us. So today, I just want us to talk a little bit about management. I have been looking at my old textbooks as I was cleaning one of my study rooms in the house, and I realized that I was actually big on management. When I did the MBA studies, I had a lot of textbooks on different types of management: strategic management, change management, leadership and management, human resources management, marketing management, and business management in general, and management science. So I was looking at all of these, and I realized that at the center of most of these is the word management. But I started thinking of management differently than just what is taught at school. And as I looked at the world around me, I realized that I'm actually born to be a manager of the aspects of life that are placed at my disposal. So I am a manager in my household in terms of the role that I play as a mother, for example. I am a manager of this body that has been given to me, which I live in, which enable me to carry, it basically carries me, and it enables me to carry out the tasks and the responsibilities that have to do with the purpose of my life. I have a responsibility in just everything that I come across to ensure that I look after the environment, for example, because I hold the view that the environment has got to be kept in a good condition for the generations that are to come, so that they can also get the same benefit as I do, to the extent that I do. I believe that our great grandparents have kept it to the best that they could, so that we could also get this benefit that we're having of enjoying this environment. So we have management. So what is management? We have a management responsibility. What is management, and why is it important for us to manage anything? Management entails the planning, the organizing, the directing, and the controlling of the resources that are at our disposal, which means that if I am a manager, I have the authority that is granted to me by the source that has appointed me as a manager to carry out certain responsibilities. So I need to first acknowledge that I am appointed by a source, and I am assigned, deployed, or mandated to be at a certain place or environment or space so as to carry out certain responsibilities that have to do with the planning, the organizing, the directing, the leading, and the controlling. So what is it that I plan? Firstly, it's important that if I'm going to manage something, that I recognize my role, because I need to establish the importance has already been established, but I need to accept and acknowledge the importance of the role that I hold. Many of us are not aware of who we are. We do not understand the power that we have. We get scared when we are told that you are powerful. Well, like, how can you say I'm powerful when I have been a victim of circumstances in different ways? For example, if I'm a woman, I've been a victim of abuse. If I'm a child, I've been subjected to things by older people that do not make me feel comfortable. If I'm a black person, I've been subjected, for example, to the so-called congenitally inferiority by my white counterparts. And all of those things. Sometimes people get subjected to different pressures as a result of the different religions or religious backgrounds that they are coming from. So there are all of these things that make people feel that they are powerless. These things are being imposed upon you from the external environment. But there is one thing that anybody from the external world cannot do, and that is to change the manner in which you decide to feel. So when you are seeing everything happening around you and you are saying, I choose to feel in a certain way, I choose to have compassion, I choose to express forgiveness, I choose to love myself no matter what, that is invisible and no one can touch that. They cannot take that away from you, because it is something that is inside of you, and you only has the power to manage that. You have the power to manage that because it is within the perimeter of your scope of responsibilities. Now, when you are organizing the resources are around you. They are available when you begin to open your eyes to what is around you. And usually this happens when you ask directed questions. For example, I usually make this example in so many videos that I do. I would say, did you know how many white objects are around you? Maybe before I asked this question, you did not know how many objects. I also don't know. But now that the question has been asked, I can see, for example, that this pot plant is white, the blinds are white or off-white. I can see a whole lot of other, the door is white. There are a whole lot of other things. The lights are white. White items are a number of them. I can count up to 10 or even more of them. But before the question was posed, I did not even imagine, I did not even consider counting the white objects because they were not relevant. So when I have directed questions, I am able to organize the white objects because now I have a question that requires of me to know how many white objects are there, and I can then bring the white objects together so that I can do with them that which I wish to achieve. So that is the whole concept of organizing. Organizing begins with you organizing your own self. Remember, whatever you wish to do in the external world, which is what it is taught at business schools in terms of management, begins with you managing your authentic self to come alive. What I usually say in the management development space is that we need to shift and move away from this thing called professionalism, which is unauthentic, where you actually have a certain layer that you put on, and you actually have to get this layer as you come out of the car at the parking of your workplace, because now you're going to a corporate place and you have to be professional, and then you're going to take it off again, and when you are in a different space, you behave completely differently. That needs to come to an end. Authentic management or authentic leadership means that you are being yourself wherever you are, and you are expressing yourself in the different spaces where you are placed on the basis of what is required of you. It cannot be that you are expected to act in a certain way and you're going to do that thoroughly when you know that there is a disconnect between who you are and what you're doing. It just doesn't work that way. it makes it so difficult that it leads to stress, it leads to frustration, it leads to depression, it leads to conflict, it leads to a whole lot of things that are not really comfortable. It leads to dis-eases because you are not at ease with yourself on the basis that you are acting. You are not being yourself. You are not acting out who you really are, but you are acting a character that is not authentically you. And so when you organize the resources, you begin by organizing yourself so that when you show up, you're going to be your true self, and people are going to connect with you on the basis of who you are, not on the basis of what you want them to do as a manager. You will have managed yourself to show that it can be done, and they will be leading, they will be following your lead because you have shown them that it can be done. And that requires that you sometimes become vulnerable and you open up and you show your upside. You also show the difficulties that you go through because you are in this human experience. When you direct others, you direct them because they have a knowledge of what vision you have. They are aware of that which you wish to achieve, and they also understand that you regard them as important aspects, as important partners towards achieving that which you wish to achieve. And that is how you manage others, as opposed to just saying, you go for it because you're going to get paid. You win them over, and you do that before you can do it in the external world. You do it within yourself by saying, why do I have to wake up in the morning and do the things that I have to do today? Why is it that I should jump out of bed in the morning and get excited about the life that I'm going to live today? You have a vision about each day that you hold, and because this vision is in line with who you are and it is exciting to you, it is on that basis that you feel propelled to go and carry out the activities that serve as building blocks towards that which you are directing yourself towards. So that is the connection between who you are and what you do, or the management, the inner management, and the management of the resources that are outside of you. And now the control begins with you controlling yourself. Controlling doesn't mean becoming a control freak. It just means that this is what you have the management of, and this is what is within your perimeter. This is within your scope of responsibility. This is what you maneuver to give effect to the outcome that you wish to achieve. You cannot expect to control other people, because the control on its own has been understood to be like, you are my puppets, and therefore you should do anything that I wish to do. So when you adopt the management style that comes from the inside out, which is authentic in nature, which understands that people connect with you more than they connect to the tasks that you are instructing them to do, you will realize that life becomes easier, and it just becomes this slim, it's a seamless flow from the strategic decisions that are made at a higher level as it cascades down and it gets translated to specific deliverables at a lower level. So I call upon you, as we talk about management today, that you understand that management has very little to do with the responsibility that only happens in the business space. As much as this topic came to my awareness and just got my attention today on the basis of the work that I was doing at the study room, and informed by what I saw on the old textbooks of the business studies that I have done, I've actually realized that it doesn't matter where you are in terms of the workplace. It doesn't matter what space you occupy. You were created and born to be a manager. Find out what is that specific area of management that is meant for you, and you will realize that once you identify that, you will excel at it, because you will start by learning how to manage yourself from the inside. So the inner management is the first step towards you being able to manage on the outside. Everything that we do is from the inside out. It is an inside out job, and that is what is going to get you and your teams to work more effectively. My name is Zoli Swacheche, and if you happen to wish to have a talk, whether it is a lunch and learn or some kind of a team building that has to do with bringing your management style out there and helping you to become a better version of your of the management self that you are more than welcome to contact me on the contact details that appear at the link below. Up until then, remember, you are the best person you can ever be for as long as you allow your awareness to come out and be your true and authentic self. Have a good day. Bye.